Following the first two events and 4 races of the Dunlop Endurance Championship, Praga lead the overall championship standings. The VR Motorsport duo of Danny Harrison and Jem Hepworth enjoyed a hugely successful weekend in the most recent round of the championship at Brands Hatch. After a knee injury ruled Hepworth out of the season opener at Croft, Harrison had to drive the car solo in North Yorkshire, taking the Praga R1T to its first victory of the year and taking the early championship lead. The good form continued around the 1.2 miles of the Brands Hatch Indy circuit as the pair claimed pole position for round 3. What's more, the sister car of Jack Fabi and Gary Townsend also qualified on the front row of the grid. In her first time racing the car, Hepworth had the responsibility of taking the start, and she didn't disappoint, converting pole position into a crucial early race lead.
I had a really good start. Cars were quite close to me behind, but managed to just keep pulling away gradually, and kept a comfortable gap. So yeah, I was very happy with the start.
Started by Gary Townsend, who, along with teammate Jack Fabi, had secured a second place finish in round 2 at Croft. The number 84 Praga also held its own to ensure both cars remained at the head of the field. Meanwhile, there was a stirring drive from Warren McKinley in the team's normally aspirated Praga R1. Starting the race from the pit lane, he'd moved up into the top 10 by the time the 60-minute race approached mid-distance and the mandatory stops. A commanding performance in the second half of proceedings meant that Harrison and Hepworth won from Fabi and Townsend, with both cars 2 laps clear of the third-place machine. And an outstanding drive through the field for Warren McKinley and Martin Compton, taking their first class win of the season and finishing an excellent 4th overall.
It's a really rewarding car to drive, and once you get your head into it, it's surprisingly easy and forgiving to drive.
With the race 1 results setting the grid for race 2, it was Hepworth who once again led the charge into Paddock Hill Bend, but this time with Jack Fabi taking the start in the sister car and sweeping into the early race lead. Martin Compton also gained a place to make it a Praga 1-2-3. But motorsport is seldom straightforward, and Hepworth was involved in a high-speed crash that brought about the red flags. Thanks to the strength of the car, Hepworth was completely uninjured, but the Praga needed some repair work. Incredibly, with little time afforded to them before the race start, VR Motorsport were able to complete the necessary work, and upon the restart, Harrison emerged as the race leader. It was a lead he would hold until the checkered flag, with Townsend bringing the sister car home in second for a 3rd consecutive Praga 1-2 finish. And another strong result for McKinley and Compton, finishing 2nd in Class 2.
Definitely didn't make it easy in the second race, but I mean, Danny pulled it out of the bag. I got back out in the car as well, so it's all good. But yeah, this team is just amazing. The atmosphere throughout the team is brilliant. Everyone's really close. It doesn't matter how each of us do. We're always happy for each other, and it's enjoyable, and that's all you need in racing. As long as you enjoy it, it's all good, and that's what this team's about.
The VR Motorsport pair extend their lead in the championship and are now looking forward to the next races at Alton Park with high expectations.
I think it's going to suit the car massively to go somewhere like Alton with the high speed corners, the long sweeping corners. The downforce is really going to play into hand. So as long as the team get the car set up right, I'm sure they will, and we put in the right work, then I think we're going to come away with the same results.